welcome back for another video. So, GTA 6 is upon us, and if everything goes to plan, in about a year's time, we'll all be exploring Vice City and the state of Leonida. However, I don't think we'll start in Vice City, and that's a good thing, and here's why. Think back to the reveal trailer. While we see a lot of Vice City with its neon streets, fast cars, and impressive architecture, we never see our two protagonists interact with the city. Now, some may argue that Bikini Girl here is Lucia, and this girl in the car might be her as well. It might be, I'm not sure it is, but if it is, I stand somewhat corrected. Even if it is her, it doesn't really matter because I think we'll start in Port Gellhorn, on the west side of the map, and I think this is a good thing. Now this video will be using the GTA 6 mapping project as a base, so shout out to them and the incredible work they put in. So Port Gellhorn seems to be some sort of mashup with Fort Myers, Tampa and other West Florida cities, meaning it's on the other side of the state as Vice City is Miami and that's on the east side of Leonida. Now according to the mapping project, the prison we see Lucia in at the start of the trailer is not really in Vice City. It's somewhere in between but down in the south between these two cities. So my idea is this. I think we'll start in the prison where Lucia is about to be released on parole. We learn some basic mechanics while in prison, such as fighting, looting, and other less violent mechanics. We're then released on parole, and that's why we can see Lucia in the ankle monitor in the official artwork. Now, this is important. I don't think that ankle monitor is just there as your average accessory, and this is not my theory as well. There's a lot of people that think the same way. This to me means that we will be locked into a certain part of the map, which I think is Port Gellhorn for the start of the game, which I think is reflected in the trailer as well. We see Lucia and Jason commit at least one robbery in the trailer, which seems to take place in Port Gellhorn. There's also evidence for this from the September 2022 leak, where one clip, which I think most people have seen at this point, show Lucia and Jason robbing and holding up a diner, and when they exit, it certainly doesn't look like Vice City, and there's also signage pointing to the fact that they are indeed in Port Gellhorn. In fact, there's quite a few leaks that show this couple in Port Gellhorn. Anyway, this ankle monitor system, I think, will lock us into an area just like how we were locked into Broker and Jukes in GTA 4 and how we couldn't get into Blackwater in Red Dead Redemption 2 because of that failed robbery before the game started. Eventually, obviously, we will be allowed into Vice City and the rest of the map, but I am kinda hoping for this for the first hour or so of the game. It will give us some time to get used to the new mechanics of the game, explore some of the countryside, and the countryside is something I actually think a fair chunk of the player base neglects. When I play GTA Online, I rarely see people up there. Now this might be because that area is boring to some people, but I find it quite interesting, and I hope they make it even more interesting in GTA 6. And I think Rockstar will want us to be wowed by Vice City when we eventually roll in there, because judging by the trailer, the city looks incredible, and I think they probably want our arrival to be a massive moment that will carry with us. I remember playing GTA 4 and longing to be allowed to go into Algonquin or the real life Manhattan, because I just knew it was going to be a more interesting part of the map, and it was. But I also think it's important to build a connection to parts of the city that isn't just the big, bustling city that Vice City will be. In GTA 5, I didn't really feel like Los Santos was my city when I played with Michael or Franklin, because they just put us there immediately and let us loose to do our thing. We could do whatever we want, which, yes, is a good thing because it's an open world game, but you also want to feel like you've earned the exploration in some sort of way. But when I switched to Trevor, out in Blaine County, it really felt like it was my place when I played as Trevor, because it introduced the area as his spot. This is where he lives. Los Santos was just a city where Michael and Franklin lived. Although they lived very different lives, Michael living in this nice big house and Franklin coming from the street, it still didn't really feel like they felt pride in that city. It was just a spot where they ended up being in. Trevor, on the other hand, really felt like Blaine County is his spot. This is what he knows. And I think Rockstar might be going for that same feel with Lucia and Jason. Port Gellhorn is their home, but Vice City is calling their name. And that's it. This is just speculation and just my opinion, so leave a comment below giving me your theories, and I will be back soon.